But obviously it was a game where they do a really good job of running different defenses at you. And the zone was a different zone than you typically see in the league. And, we talked about whether it's switching or a zone, you can't let it stop you. And I thought we did the first 3 or 4 times we saw it. And after that, we started to attack more. We got shots. We missed them, but we got shots. But the toughness, Chris playing 39 minutes speaks to his will, dedication to the game. Mikal's defense, Steph missed some shots, but I think the respect that Mikal has for Steph and our team defense, showed in bodies tonight. We tried to make it as tough on him as we could. And we just had a number of guys step up. Campaign was sick early this morning. We didn't even know if he was going to play. He gave us what he had. Elfrid came in and made some plays. DA's ability to, dominate the paint. He missed some shots around the basket, but I thought it flattened out their defense a little bit. And his defense against guards tonight was really good. So to hold a team like that, the way that they score to 18 points in the fourth quarter, is something that we can, reference and 19 in the second, so we're an improving defensive team for sure. But to me, this was just will and toughness, not a lot of scheme, not a lot of play calls. Our guys just willed themselves to a victory.
I was going to say, did anything change defensively for you guys after that first quarter, or was it just a matter of they made some shots?
Well, if you look at the shots they make, like those are shots that they do make on a regular basis. I just thought we had more bodies in front of those shots the last 3 quarters. Poole was raining threes. The offensive rebounding was more of a concern for me. They had 9 in the first half, and that led to like 2 of their threes. But Poole's ability to knock down shots, he's a lot like Landry. He can run full speed, stop on a dime, and get it up. And it's hard. Jay got a foul on him because you couldn't tell if he was going to shoot it or keep going to the basket. Jay picked up his 3rd. So the shot making was there in the first, but I just thought we weren't communicating well. And our bigs were, one time JaVale was back when he should have been up because they used their bigs to get their guys open. So I just thought the defense got a lot better from a communication and connection standpoint after the first quarter.
What was your mentality? You want that coming into the third, knowing the kind of third quarter knowing you have to.
Yeah, we told the guys about their third quarter. Chris also talked to the guys. And so there was this heightened awareness of what they do in the third. And, case in point, they come right out. They try to get a quick 3 for Steph. And we just were there. You know what I'm saying? So we have an awareness of what they do throughout the game, but especially in the third quarter, if you look at their season, they've been dominant there. So our guys were, somewhat ready for that.
Monty, when it's apparent that Booker's not coming back, you have to talk to the team in the locker room after the first half, or does everybody understand that you've got to pick it up and there's going to be a different rotation and this is what we're going to have to do?
I just think it's an NBA mentality that you don't try to do what Book does. It's going to come from a team, holistic effort, because Book's a different type of a player. But Book was in the middle of the hallway when we came out at halftime, high-fiving everybody, good spirit, and I thought that gave our guys encouragement. That's why you work on your game, so you can step up and make shots and make plays when someone goes down. No, it was me. I thought Steve called out a timeout. And I was so excited. Jay hit the shot, man, and then I saw it. I felt like I was, those National Geographic deals where one of the animals falls and all the stampede just runs him over. I couldn't get out of the way fast enough, and I was just thinking Shaqtin' a fool. I was like, I'm gonna be on one of those shows.
What's more holistic effort to me? Is a little more something from everybody, or is that what you have to avoid thinking that with Devin?
I don't think so. I think it's both. I think you have to have more from everybody, but it doesn't have to be like one person trying to be Book. You know, I think everybody just has to understand that, you know, you may have more minutes, you may get 2 or 3 more shots spread out amongst the group. But I don't, you know, we don't have anybody else that plays like Book on our team at that position, but we have depth and we have good players. So we'll figure it out.
But the point is, you don't have to say anything, they just take it upon themselves to just.
I'll talk to them. I mean, that's my job, is to make sure that guys understand their roles. But it doesn't have to be a rah-rah speech. I'll grab guys, you know, the guys that are going to play more minutes in that position. I'll talk to them about, you know, what that looks like. But I'm not into big speeches about issues that I don't need to talk about. You know, I can ramble like I am now, but I don't want to do it with them.
With Mikhail, what are the improvements you've seen from him that allow him to succeed in a matchup like this? I know Steph's a guy you guys have, you know, maybe last year.
Yeah.
You went off a couple times this time, obviously.
Yeah.
Not quite the same. Is there things you can point to with Mikhail that you can attribute that to?
I think as he matures, he's understanding he can't just focus on that guy. He has to understand what the play is, or the concepts. You know, when Steph gets off the ball, you can't relax. And some young players do that. As soon as he gets off of it, you're like, you know, you're relieved. And then he comes off 3 screens and he gets a 3. Well, you have to understand what they're trying to do. And I think he has a better understanding than he did when we first got here as to how to guard guys like that. But look, Steph missed shots. He came off and he had some open looks, and he missed shots that we typically don't see him miss. But I thought Mikhail's length and his energy, he was there a lot tonight. But you know, normally Steph doesn't miss those shots. Yeah. I just think our guys are looking for him more, but he's a bigger target than he was last year, early in the year, when teams would go to a switching defense. You know, DA's planting himself in the restricted area and catching it and finishing around the basket. You know, we all get on him when he fades. You know, he has a smaller guy and he shoots the fade. We know he can get to the basket and get to the rim, but he's so much better this year. And there's an effort to get to the front of the rim and just dominate. And it doesn't necessarily mean he has to score the ball. A lot of times when he has a small down there and we attack the basket, when we get by their big, now he can be dominant on the offensive boards. And so, you know, he's much better in that particular environment.
Coach, now it's 17 straight, so hopefully they feel a little more special tonight. But the thing I'm curious about is seeing that at the end of the fourth quarter, a team was officially double-digit lead. Like neither team was double-digit lead throughout the whole entire game. So was that like a sense of security for tonight's win?
Against Golden State, a double? God, no. I mean, when you're up 10 on them, it's like 3. Because Steph can get going, Poole can get going, Porter can shoot it, Draymond's smart. I don't think we ever felt that at all. You know, that team is lethal, and they have a championship pedigree. So I don't think any of our guys felt secure. I think the awareness went up at the end of the third, just because it has to when you're playing a team like that. I think so. Yeah, he wanted to try. I mean, when guys are stretching like that and they're rubbing ice on his leg, I think it was more cramps than anything else. So I wouldn't say that in official capacity, but I think that's what it was.
DeAndre really stepped up big, you know, running the floor for the defense. What would you say about it?
I mean, you look at the numbers. I mean, 11 for 19, a couple of those around the basket. I'm sure he's going to kick himself all night about those. I just think he's imposing his will in a number of ways. He realizes how much stronger he is, especially against smaller guys. But as I've said before, he generates a lot of offense with his dives, whether it's against the typical NBA defense or against switches on smalls. And when a small has to battle him down there, I think that can wear you out. So we like what he and JaVale give us in that regard. And you know, DEA is pretty efficient and he's unselfish. I'm sure he, you know, I tell him to shoot the ball around the basket, but I thought there was one time tonight where I forget who he hit in the corner for a three. I thought he could have taken that shot, but it just speaks to his unselfish play. But I like his understanding of his role now. You know, he can shoot the ball, but he's imposing his will in the paint, and that's helping us a ton.
So there's one thing to step to this whole one point. It's another thing to take 2 shots. What you guys were doing to him, that allowing him to get outside.
Man, we got to play those guys in a few days. I'm not giving Steph any fuel at all. He's a great player. He probably had an off night tonight. Like I said, he missed shots. He's the greatest shooter we've ever seen in the game. So you can't expect him to have nights like that consistently. But our team defense was highly aware of where he was all night long, but I also feel like he missed some shots.